Hello, students. As we have started chapter 2, that is self and personality, we have already covered the concept of self in our last presentation. So, here in this presentation, I will be covering concept of personality, its characteristics, different approaches to personality, type approach, and its theories. So, by now, I'm pretty sure that all of you know what is self, isn't it? Now let's understand what is personality. So let me ask you this question. If you look at any film star, if you look at any sports person, you have a certain judgment that they're having a good personality. Now, is personality only about a physical appearance, the way they carry themselves, or is there more to it? What do psychologists think here? Now, personality as a term, it has emerged from a Latin word persona, which means masks, and it was used by actors in Roman theatre to perform their roles. So, to understand different roles, to get into the skin of different roles, the Roman actors on the stage, they used to wear a mask, and this is their personality which came in. Okay, so let me ask you another question here. Are you the same kind of person with everybody around? With your friends, the best of your friends, with your teacher, with your parents, your cousins? Are you the same person? Think about it. So, before moving on to the definition of personality from the psychological point of view, let us see the layperson's definition. So, according to layperson, personality represents external or physical appearance, and they often mistake the superficial features for a person's overall personality. Example, we often assume that good-looking person also has a charming personality. Like in the beginning, we moved from the personality of the film stars, the sports persons. Okay, so this is what a lay person thinks a personality looks like. Okay, so with the question which I just asked you, that are you the same person? So, of course, you are the same person by and large. Your characteristics don't change, they are stable. But yes, the combination of those characteristics changes. So, for instance, a very, very dominating person is working with a very dominating boss. Now, in this case, only one of them can be dominating. So, the employee has to sober down a bit, has to express in a different manner from the way he or she normally does. He or she might be dominating at home, but at work, he or she knows his or her limits. Okay, so this is where, in a certain situation, the behavior, in certain situation, the behavior changes. Okay, your genes give you a certain personality, but do you get a chance to develop that personality determined by your environment? So the definition of personality from psychological point of view is that personality refers to our characteristic ways of responding to individuals and situations. So personality refers to unique and relatively stable qualities that characterize an individual's behavior across different situations over a period of time. So people can easily describe the way in which they respond to various situations. Okay, so definitely we will not keep changing every day with every person, but yes, we do change our mask with different kind of people. So it means you are unique. Obviously, the combination of characteristics give you a uniqueness. and these qualities are very much stable. They are your characteristics. You are not created in the form of somebody else. It's only you. The qualities that you have, maybe the other person does not have it, and in the same combination. So it's only you as a unique being. Okay? Next, let us see some of the characteristics of personality. Or we can say that personality is characterized by this following features, which we will go through one by one. Number one, it consists of both physical and psychological components. When we say physical, we mean the physical appearance. We understand the physical appearance. And when we say psychological, we understand as somebody who is shy, somebody who is honest, or somebody who is an extrovert, or somebody who is having an honest opinion about things. All of that is a part of physical and psychological components. Number two, expression of personality in form of behavior is unique for each individual. That is, when we talk about that you are a unique personality, you are a unique being, so therefore we mean that the qualities that you have express itself to give you this subjectivity. Number three, its main features do not easily change with time. Just imagine if our personality keeps changing, we will have a disorder. So therefore there has to be a stability in us. The characteristics are there. Only the level of those characteristics might vary depending on the people that you interact with. Okay? Number four, though some features may change due to internal or external situational demands, making personality also adaptive to situations. So that is where we say personality is adaptive to different situations. So when we talk about the stability, the consistency of the characteristics that we have, we mean that we are born with it. So if I am an honest person, nobody can force me to lie. And in a situation uh, in which I really have to lie, I will be having guilt about lying. So I am not a real liar. It is only to defend myself if I am lying. And if I am lying too, I will not be too happy about it. So this is where my uniqueness lies. That these are the set of qualities that we have. Okay. So once we are able to characterize someone's personality, we can predict how that person will probably behave in a variety of circumstances. An understanding of personality allows us to deal with person or people in a realistic and in an acceptable way. So for example, if you find a child who does not like orders, the most effective way to deal with that child will not be to give orders, but to present a set of acceptable alternatives from which the child may choose. Similarly, a child who has feelings of, say, inferiority needs to be treated differently from a child who is self confident. Understanding the point? Now, before moving on, let's understand the relationship between self and personality. Okay, since we have come across these two concepts, now see, self is basically my experience, the totality of my thoughts, the total experience I have, the total feelings I have, the total ideas that I have. So it's a totality, a composite, a holistic picture of who I am, the me in me, and who am I. Then, personality as such is dealing with your uniqueness, your qualities, the way you behave in different situations. Now, we are born with certain traits. certain characteristics through which we behave, which is common to most of the situations. But yes, it can vary depending on the situation and the circumstances. But the definition remains constant, that it is a stable characteristic aspect or a pattern of your personality which is constant, which is stable, except of course when you have to adapt to different situations, when you have to deal with different situations, and that will require little change in you because you do not behave like that normally. The normal behavior is very comfortable for you. You have been comfortable with it, you have been behaving it automatically and regularly. But when you have to adapt to the environment that is not your quality, you have to adapt to it, then it becomes a problem. A little more defecation is required. Okay? Now see, there are some major approaches to the study of personality. So all the psychologists have given different approaches, like the school of thought. We will be taking on the major schools as the approaches to understand about personality. So we have type approach, trait approach, interactional approach, psychodynamic approach, behavioral approach, cultural approach, and humanistic approach. So we will be going through all these approaches the rest of the chapters. Okay. So the first approach here basically tries to understand two aspects. One is about a type. Okay. So type talks about the characteristics which are clubbed in a group, and I'm pretty sure you all have come across types. This girl belongs to that type, that boy belongs to that type. So you all have your own types in order to define a person, isn't it? So in real, what is this type? So we will get to know about the type of a person through the type approach. Okay. So see, if I talk about an extrovert, the extroverts are going to have common characteristics. Similarly, for the other type, they are going to have those characteristics. So one type person cannot fit into the other type. That is the uniqueness. But yes, they are broad generalized categories. So there are complete categories in which you have common characteristics. So person fitting into one cannot fit into the other category because that category is different. That is a type approach. It attempts to comprehend and segregate people into groups by examining and based on their broad patterns in observed behaviors. Okay, so each pattern type refers to a group of people who have similarity of their behavioral characteristics that match with the pattern that set denotes. Okay, now uh, here in type approach, this has been given at first by Hippocrates. So Hippocrates, he was a Greek physician who gave the first approach to understand the type of personality based on the body fluid, body humor. So he talked about four different kinds of humor. Okay, and he gave four names, that is sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholic, and choleric. Now all you may have heard of the Hippocratic oath that doctors take. That is what the same person, Hippocrates, talk about personality here. Now you just have to try and understand the four names, their characteristics, and such will not be covering in detail. Okay. The second approach under type approach is Sarak Samhita. Now this is the Ayurvedic version. In fact, let me tell you here that the type approach started long back. So it first took up approaches which related the body aspects to the personality aspects, because that was the basic foundation by which people tried to understand and the way you are and the way you become. So the second approach under the type approach given by Charak Samhita talked about two aspects, the doshas and the gunas. Okay, so the doshas, which are three in number, and the gunas, which are three in number again. Whenever you go to an Ayurvedic doctor, he or she will always analyze, in fact, the three dosas in your body, which one is predominant, and the three gunas, that is the three qualities, again, which one is prominent, and therefore she or he gives you the medication. So again, type approach says here you can only fit into one category and not the others. The three doshas, the three categories, you must have heard the names of Vata, Pitta and Kapha. So these are the three types of temperaments. Okay, so uh, this can form your temperament or your prakriti. So the way you are based on the three doshas in your body, the three will have different sets of characteristics. Then we have the three gunas, under which we have the sattvic guna, the rajasic guna and the tamasic guna. Now, okay, so sattva gun, rajas and tamas. Okay, so the tree will have different sets of characteristics again over here. So the sattva guna are people who have following characteristics. They are very particular about cleanliness, they are truthful, they are dutiful, they are detached and are disciplined. Now people who are very pure in their thinking, who do not have uh, any malicious intentions towards other people, do not have characteristics of jealousy. They eat very pure food, very simple food. Like whenever we used to see in serials, we always understood sattvic characteristics as the rishis or the gods. That is sattva qualities, very pure, very godly qualities. Next, rajas. So people who have these rajas qualities, they are engaged in intensive activity, who have a desire for some gratification, sensory satisfaction, pleasure is there. Also, there is dissatisfaction. They are also jealous of others' success. So basically, they have a materialistic mentality and have little negative qualities. Last, it is tamas. So these are extremely opposite to that of sattva. Okay, so here these people have extreme negative qualities. They have anger or arrogance, depression, laziness and feeling of helplessness, and they tend to act very fast. So they are given in Ayurveda the kind of foods which are against their tatsvic, uh, tamasic quality. So because if a person is hot tempered and he is getting spicy food, it is going to enhance his quality of anger and hot temperedness. Next, under type theory, we have Sheldon, who has given the category on the basis of the way you look, your body build, and related it to your temperament. So personality was understood in terms of temperament. Okay, so he again gave us three categories. First, it is endomorphic, and this is based on fat, soft, and round people, and basically they are relaxed and sociable. So people who are a little hefty, they are normally chilled out and relaxed. They are very cool-minded, very humorous. That is endomorphic. Next, it is mesomorphic. People who have strong muscular rectangular body. They are characterized with energetic and courageous by temperament. Okay. And last, it is ectomorphic, and which is related to thin, long, fragile by body type, and creative, brainy, and introvert by temperament. Then we have Carl Jung, who has proposed another important typology by grouping people into introverts and extroverts. So this is widely recognized even now. So according to this typology, introverts are uh, people who prefer to be alone, tend to avoid others, withdraw themselves in the face of emotional conflicts, and are shy. And extroverts are sociable, outgoing, drawn to occupations that allow dealing directly with people, and react to stress by trying to lose themselves among people and social activity. Then in recent years, Friedman and Rosenman have classified individuals into type A and type B personalities. So type A personality people, they seem to possess very high motivation, though they lack patience, feel short of time, be in a great hurry every time, and feel like being always burdened with work. So such people find it difficult to slow down and relax. And people with type A personality are more susceptible to problems like hypertension and coronary heart disease (CHD). So type A personality is sometimes even greater than the risks caused by high blood pressure, high cholesterol levels, or smoking. Then type B personality people, they are totally opposite of type A personality. So there is absence of category of type A. So basically they are very relaxed, and they uh, can enjoy life, and they also can uh, feel the need of uh, taking time off from work. They are not workaholic like that of type A's. So they are never in a hurry. They're never short of time. So basically they can manage their life very easily. Okay. Now this categories, type A and type B personality categories, has been further extended by Morris, and he has given type C and type D personality. Now, before moving on, let me tell you here that when we talk about the characteristics, you will often relate certain characteristics to yourself, but don't put it in any way, and uh, don't put fear in your mind, any scary thoughts in your mind, because uh, I have these characteristics, I am going to have this problem. Don't think like that, okay? Because it varies from case to case, and this is what research has proven, okay? Characteristics may be similar. It might you might get some similaristic view with this uh, topic which we are discussing, but that doesn't mean that you will be developing this risk factors. Okay, so moving on to type C personality. Type C personality are more prone to cancer. So individuals characterized by this personality are cooperative, they are unassertive, that means they can say no to certain situations, and they're basically calm, cool, patient. So they suppress their negative emotions, that is anger, and show compliance to authority. Then there is type D personality. Type D personality, it is basically characterized by proneness to depression. So personality typologies are usually very appealing but are too simplistic. Human behavior is highly complex and variable. So assigning people to a particular personality type is difficult. Of course it is difficult. People do not fit into such simple categorization schemes so neatly.